This video will demonstrate how to trail brake, how to corner effectively on the Formula 1 games, and then it will also give you some extra tips on how to further decrease your lap time. So if you want to get fast, then this is the video for you. So I'm going to be using Silverstone as the example in today's video. So just starting the lap here, I'm going to use all the road on the outside so I can just cut in as best as I can without scrubbing off too much speed. And now here I'm focusing completely on the apex. This is a very, very important thing to kind of get your head around. You have to focus on the apex as early as you possibly can to increase your accuracy. And now here I am braking 100%. Now as I then start to steer the steering wheel, I begin to lift off the brakes. So in other words, the more steering, the less braking. So essentially the steering and braking are inversely proportional to one another, in that as you increase one, you decrease the other. So as you increase steering, you decrease braking, and that's essentially what trail braking is. And it's the exact same relationship with the throttle and the steering. So you can see I'm half on the throttle right now, but as I open up the steering, I increase the throttle, and then I lift off again, and now I'm braking. And I'm steering into the corner, just dabbing on the brakes a little bit just to get a bit more closer to the apex. And now on exit here, you can see straightening out the steering wheel. The more straight the steering wheel is, the more throttle, and then I'm on 100% complete throttle as I'm out the corner now. So now I'm going to focus on where I'm looking throughout all of this, because you need to be looking in the right places to ensure the best accuracy. So here I'm now looking at the apex. You always need to look further ahead when you're driving. That's the most important thing to do. Look to where you want to place your car. So I'm looking at the apex, and now I'm at the apex. I'm now focusing on the exit of the corner. That's where I'm looking, right there. This is such an important fundamental to get your head around. You just need to get used to it. It may feel weird when you initially start doing it, but it will increase your accuracy and your precision so much and decrease those annoying track limit violations. So you can see here, once again, I'm looking towards the apex. And then on my transition off the apex, I'm now looking here because that's where I want to place my car. So I do that, and now I'm looking back at the next apex. So I'm still looking at the apex, and then as my transition off the corner, I'm now looking to the exit of the corner right there. Already that early, I'm looking at the exit, just opening the steering and deploying more throttle, and it makes you so much more accurate. And now you can see here coming into Cops, I'm looking at the apex this early on. And then as we go through Cops Corner, already now I'm looking at the exit of the corner. This is one of the most important things to do if you want to be accurate on these games. Now coming through Maggots and Beckett's, it's basically the same rules apply. My transition off one corner, I'm looking to the other. So I'm looking to the next corner, now I'm looking to the next corner, and now I'm looking at the exit, and there we go. Just really increases accuracy, and it just makes you more consistent on these games. So I would strongly recommend just getting that drilled into your head. Now coming through Stowe Corner, now looking towards the exit, going right up to the white line, not exceeding track limits, and now into this slow twisty section. My transition off the current corner, I'm now looking to the next one, and so as we play it along here, I'm now looking towards the exit here. And that's basically all there is to it. And unfortunately my recording skipped, so that was a little bit annoying. So I just thought I would just I recorded the replay just so you can see that how I took it using all the track. And it's funny I mentioned that because that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, track usage. So you can see here I'm using all the track on the left, all this outside curb here, so then I can cut in as best as I can into the next corner. Now coming into here, as I transition off the apex, I just try and hammer the throttle down a bit so I can be far enough to the outside of the track possible to carry as much momentum before swinging back to the right, so I can then get a better line for that left-hander. And that's basically all there is to it. You kind of just have to use all the track that's there and then just try and set yourself up to get the best possible run. So you can see here coming through Maggots and Beckett's, I'm using all of this outside curb here, as you can see there. I'm not like still on the track, I've got my left hand side of the car on the curb, and now here I'm once again on the curb, and this is with the intention that I can then be as far enough left of the track around here so I can then cut in to the right-hander coming up as best as I can, carrying the most momentum possible without scrubbing up speed. So you've just got to use all the track available and just try and aim for the best exit you can possibly get. And that's pretty much all there is to say in this video. So the main things to take from it is when braking, the more steering input you have, the less braking. So the more you steer your wheel, the less you're on the brakes. That's how you trail brake. It's the exact same with the throttle appliance and the steering. So as you decrease the steering, open up the steering wheel to make it straight, you can put on more throttle, you'll have better traction. If you were to put on the throttle all the way when you have your steering wheel, let's say 90 degrees, that's why you're spinning. Or say also if you're braking, you have the steering wheel turned, let's say about again 90 degrees, and you're still about 80-90% on the brakes, that's why you're locking up and that's why you're going straight on. So it's hard to kind of maybe get your mind around, and also having to think about it whilst driving. You know, you never really want to do that. Practice it enough so it becomes natural to you. And that's the same with, you know, utilizing all of the track. You just got to keep practicing and eventually it will come to you. And that's it. So just keep practicing. Remember the things I've told you. And now I'm just going to play the full Silverstone lap just so you can maybe re-watch it and just pick apart a few things that you can then use in your own driving. So I'll leave you with that.